Clearly, mistakes were made, but as he does get better and get better rapidly, it appears quickly. Now they're throwing every drug that they possibly can at him. I don't know if all those drugs are typically available. At least I know that most of those drugs are typically not available. At least some of them aren't available to the public. How do you think the public is going to think about the dangers of this virus as a result of this situation?
Well, look, I think it's going to reinforce the dangers of the virus and reinforce the fact that people are at risk of contracting it. They were taking steps to protect the president. He still contracted it. Now, quite frankly, I don't think they took enough steps to protect the president. And that was some of the essence of the op-ed I wrote. I think there's a lot more that the White House staff could have done. They had a system in place where they basically were depending on testing alone to keep the president safe because they weren't taking adequate measures inside the White House compound. And so if they were relying on testing alone to keep the virus out of the West Wing and out of the White House compound, they needed a zero-fail testing regime. They didn't have it. It was told to people in the White House that there were problems with the way they were using testing as a tool to try to prevent virus from getting into the White House compound and in and around the president. And they didn't really step that up. So I think they need to rethink the protocols around the president. The president didn't need to get infected. I'm pretty certain the president didn't want to get infected. He was not taking reckless risks, notwithstanding the things he said when he was out, and notwithstanding some, people's perceptions. The president did not want to get COVID from everything I can glean and thought he was being protected based on the testing that was in place around him.
Scott, though, there are questions about whether there were decisions made that were reckless by the White House over the past 72, if not more hours, including the decision to go to Bedminster, the decision to have that photo op yesterday where he drove in that car filled with other Secret Service agents who, while wearing N95 masks by default, put themselves at risk. How do you think about that and the message it sends?
Well, look, I wouldn't have wanted a patient who's currently under my care and is in a serious condition to, go outside the hospital. I don't know what went on between the president and his advisors around that episode yesterday. As far as the decision to go to Bedminster, I don't know the details of it, but, the president relies on people who are around him to advise him and make decisions about where he moves and when he moves. We sort of assume that the president's the one calling all these shots. I highly doubt that the president knew all the details of what was unfolding around Hope Hicks's illness and the various things they had on their itinerary and what the medical guidance was and when he should get tested and when he should quarantine. These aren't things that, a principal would necessarily know unless he's being advised. And so I think if we really want to get to the bottom of how these decisions got made, I think we need to figure out who made these decisions. This probably isn't the time to do that. I'm not sure that they bear direct relevance on trying to get the president through this and, frankly, trying to get the nation through COVID because we're seeing a resurgence all around the country right now.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.